Yeah, so I had heard about midterm rentals, but I just thought it would be like more work. I had tried the Airbnb thing and hated it, just hated that constant churn. But I bought a property that was a sevenplex, and I called it my sevenplex from hell because throughout the remodel, it took like 2 years. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. We were just so felt like upside down on it and had to put way more into the rehab. And so I realized like I'm not going to make any money on this thing unless I do something creative. So I decided to try out midterm rentals in that property. And I actually kind of fell in love with it. So now we have, I think, 12 units that are midterm rentals.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Podcast. I'm your host, Micah Johnson, and today I'm joined by Megan, who's been making some serious moves in real estate investing now since 2018. Megan, welcome in. Glad to have you.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm excited for our talk today. Y'all been getting some really good experience lately with marketing shifts, finding ways to capitalize on it, like doing what the best have to do to survive when things happen. So I'm pumped to dig in and learn more about it. So for our folks that aren't familiar with you yet, tell us a little more about yourself and what your main focus is right now.
Yeah, so right now, we are mostly flipping houses. We flipped 40 houses last year or bought 40 to flip. Last year, we usually flip around 30 houses a year, and we own some single family and small multifamily rental properties that we do midterm rental, long term rental. We also own some Oxford houses, which are like sober living houses. And I own a staging company, and both my husband and I are both realtors. So, kind of all things real estate.
Yeah, nice vertical integration. That's excellent.
Yeah.
So take us back. What led you to where you are today? Led you to where you are today? How did all this come to be?
So my husband was getting medically separated from the military, and we just kind of had to look and say, "All right, what do you want to do when you grow up?" He didn't want to go to college. That's why I joined the military in the first place. All the jobs that really transitioned him from military to like civilian, he wasn't able to do anymore because of that injury. And so we decided to just go for broke on real estate. And we actually sold everything we owned in California, sold our house there, and moved into a travel trailer and moved to Nebraska because we had picked that as like our target market and parked the travel trailer behind our projects for the first year until we could prove to ourselves that it actually worked.
Hey, now, why Nebraska? What about that market?
We wanted to buy rental properties, and so we just really felt like we couldn't make the numbers work in California, and it was so much, competition there. So we were trying to pick, like, a very landlord-friendly state, most likely Midwest, somewhere where, like, the cost to rent ratio was better, and we decided on Lincoln because it has very low crime for the low-income areas. So I wanted to be, as a woman, feeling safe that I could be in these kind of lower income neighborhoods. And also it had multiple colleges, it had businesses moving into the area. So it had like a good renter base there.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So I want to dive into what'd you learn in that year, right? So you're obviously still doing it. You proved to yourselves you could do it, but take us through that. What's that like?
Yeah, it was crazy. So we had a little bit of proceeds from the sale of our California house, a little bit of separation bonus from the military, and VA disability. And we just realized like if we live in a trailer, we could live off of the VA disability per month. And so we just, yeah, parked it behind the houses and we ended up buying a few rentals with that seed money that we had and kind of ran out of seed money pretty quick. And we also ran into issues of like nobody wanted to lend to us because we didn't have a real job. And so we hit that ceiling of conventional loans pretty quick. And that's when we turned to flipping houses to also make, those big juicy chunks of cash that would allow us to buy more rental properties.
How long did it take till you got into flipping? Was it that in that first year or
Yeah, the end of that first year, we sold our first flip.
nice? And what about that process? I mean, besides the big chunks, what do you enjoy about it?
I like the transformation part of it. I think especially in the beginning, I was like very into the design aspect of it and really putting out a good product. I honestly, because we flip just hyper locally, we've built a really good brand for ourselves as being kind of high quality flippers and doing it right, even if it's maybe not the most profitable way of doing it. But we have that brand in town. So I love driving through town and being like, oh, I flipped that, I flipped that, I flipped that, and knowing that like I've kind of changed the landscape of this little city. Um, yeah, gives me the warm and fuzzies.
I love the way that real estate pays your emotional paycheck. Like it pays a great financial paycheck, but there's all these little things that happen during it. And that's one of the ones I respect the most about flippers is to take something that's not great and to make it great and do it the right way. Because I got into real estate as a realtor, and I saw how it looked like when people get into a home. I've seen the flip that is not good at all and turns into a nightmare. And it's awesome to get in there because people are going to live there, eat there, love there, sleep there, cry there. All the things are going to happen there, and it's only there because you put it there and you went through what it takes. And it's not as is it a simple process? Yes. Is it easy? No. No, it's just not. That's why everybody doesn't do it. So kudos, much respect for doing that, especially getting to 40 a year. That's not an accident, or 30 a year is not an accident. Y'all built a machine to do that. That takes quite a bit of effort. And then you mentioned sober living houses. Take us there for a second. Oxford Homes, is that what you called it?
Yeah, Oxford House is a almost like a pseudo government program, but it's nationwide. So the guys have to be already sober, but it's really a kind of a community house feel that helps them to stay sober. But for us on the landlord side, it's very hands off, which is why we wanted to get into it. It's very passive. Once an Oxford House becomes an Oxford House, they want to keep it that way. So it's just a matter of every 2 or 3 years, they do 2 or 3 year leases. And so every 2 or 3 years, we maybe are raising rent or renegotiating that lease a little bit. But for the most part, we're not having to fill vacancy. We're not having to do turnovers. They handle all of that and they handle the yard and the snow maintenance and all of those things. So it's very passive investment for us.
Yeah, it's like a triple net single family home. That's awesome. How did you get that connection? What led to that?
We actually flipped a house and an investor bought it. And I thought that's strange that an investor could make those numbers work. And the agent on the other side of the transaction said, well, this is going to be a sober living house. And I just kind of put that in the back of my mind, like, that's odd. Then fast forward a few months, and I have this guy working for me. He's doing just general labor. We're dropping him off at a hotel room. He was staying at a hotel because he just got out of rehab. And then the next day, he's like, "Oh, I got this sweet place to live. Will you drop me off over here?" And he says the address. I'm like, "I know that house. I flipped that house. It's a Oxford house or sober living house. Tell me about it." And so he told me all about it from this excited, like, he was so thankful for it. He finally got to get out of this motel that he was staying in, and, like, just kind of over the next few months, like, told me about how all it works. They have chores, they keep each other accountable, they go to AA meetings together, all of these things. I'm like, "This is really cool." So, a few months later, that winter, we had a big house that was a college rental come vacant, in the winter, which is so hard to fill college rentals, in the winter. And so I had reached out to him and said, "Can you connect me with somebody at this Oxford House program and see if this house would work for them?" And so it did. It ended up working for them. That was our first Oxford house. And then from there, they just hit us up when they need more houses. So if they want to open an Oxford house in one of the small towns around us, they'll call us and tell us what they need. If they want another one in Lincoln, they call us and tell us, and we get to go find it for them.
If you're looking for consistent, high quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
God, that's awesome. And
Yeah.
I love hearing about these little programs that exist out there that again do kind of that both sides of it for you because in the rehab world, home is very important. And there was a study I remember I read back about 2017 that talks about if just home is provided, if someone has a home, stable, safe, secure, their chances of relapse is so low. But if it's not, it's exactly the opposite. So it's another way where, folks always think about real estate investing and landlording and tenanting, but I love for them to see these little microcosms of ways to practice this business. It's not, there's all kind of outside the box ways to especially lock in guaranteed rent for 2 to 3 years. Like that is, I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
I don't know what other folks are hunting, but that's stuff I look for sure. And it's powerful. How many do they have? Is there like, can you expect one a year? Or do they have like a kind, or is it's random for you?
It's a little bit random. I would say probably one a year is doable. If you wanted to go like expand out geographically, I could get more than that, but I'm just hyper local. So I don't want to be have properties more than like 30 minutes away from Lincoln, Nebraska, which is where I am. um, because it feels like you have to recreate like a whole new system and whole new contractors and all of those things. I would rather just stay close. But it is nice because when they reach out and they ask, like, okay, we want another house in Lincoln, a lot of times we're finding those houses on the MLS and then just lowballing them because they're awkwardly like too large of houses. They will fit like 8 to 10 guys, sometimes even 10 to 12 guys in like a 8 bedroom, 3 bath type of a house. So if you just look on the MLS of over 3,000 square feet, we know that we can usually add those bedrooms, even if it's not enough bedrooms to begin with. But they usually sit on the market because families don't really need that big of a house, um, like an awkwardly large layout, or like they don't need
Right.
houses that have 8 bedrooms. So we can usually find them at a pretty good deal.
That makes sense too, because like you were saying, the numbers aren't going to work. That numbers aren't going to work on that house on a normal flip for what you're going to get it.
Yeah.
But for what you're talking about, that's a whole different math problem. And that's super handy because, yeah, that's a house that needs work, that's ginormous, that doesn't fit. That's exactly what's going to sit on the market for a long
Yeah.
time. Heck yeah. And you're making their dreams come true because the person that's trying to sell that thing is just like, oh my God, will this ever end?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's nice for, like, the guys getting out of rehab, like, I've gone into one of the houses before for a maintenance request or just something, and this kid came up to me. He's like, Are you the owner of this house?" I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'm thank you so much because I just got out of rehab yesterday, and, like, I never thought I would ever live in a house this nice." Because we are going in there and we're completely remodeling them, tiled showers, like, beautiful LVP all the way through, updated kitchens, granite. Like, I think about it as I wanna tenant-proof it, like, there's a lot of, um, you know, walking around, there's 10 guys in there. I want it to be, like, hardy, durable materials, but also make it beautiful. And he just starts crying because he's like, "I never thought I would live in a house this nice." And so you do get that, warm and fuzzy. It makes money, but it also you get to help out.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Who knows what effect that has down the road? Like that simple of a thing can open someone's mind to if I never thought this was for me, okay, now it is, what else is out there, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the, that why a lot of people even get into real estate. For so long they tell themselves they can't, and then they see somebody else that does it and they're like, "Wait a second, I can do this too." And
Yep.
that scale of it, it's in the end, real estate is a human business. It all comes back to a human being doing something with that property. And when you can use it in a way like that, I don't know. I love it. It makes me super excited. So thanks for doing it. Thanks for serving humanity
Yeah.
that way. It's powerful. I want to dig in real quick. So one of the early things we were talking about pre-recording was flipping took a little beating for you. Long-term rents kind of changed, and then you shifted towards a midterm rental model that you even said, I feel like it's easier. Can take us into that. What led to that switch, and how has that been rolling out for you?
Yeah, so I had heard about midterm rentals, but I just thought it would be, like, more work. I had tried the Airbnb thing and hated it, just hated that constant churn. But I bought a property that was a sevenplex, and I called it my sevenplex from hell because throughout the remodel, it took like 2 years. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. We were just so felt like upside down on it and had to put way more into the rehab. And so I realized like I'm not going to make any money on this thing unless I do something creative. So I decided to try out midterm rentals in that property. And I actually kind of fell in love with it. So now we have, I think, 12 units that are midterm rentals, and they're just actually much easier than long-term rentals, and they have more cash flow. Um, Obviously, you're touching them more often because you're turning those like every maybe 3 to 4 months instead of every year or 2. But the turns are a lot easier. So when we're going in, I'm just sending my cleaner. She does a deep clean, she does the laundry, she resets the beds, and that's it. Otherwise, if we're turning a long-term rental, we have to go in usually, and the tenants hang things on the walls. They hang a TV with lag bolts. So you're going in, you're doing drywall repair, you're doing touch up paint a lot of times, all these different steps to the process, and it just becomes like more of a stressful situation than when you're doing midterm rentals. Just send the cleaners and that's it.
Right. It's like the benefits of Airbnb where the stuff's there and it's simpler, but not the headache of how often it happens. And
Yeah.
I've been surprised. One, you're not the first person I've heard really switch to that midterm model to find that cash flow. And one, how big the market of it actually is. It's people, most folks used to just think doctors and nurses and stuff, but that's not the case that need midterm rentals. I was talking with someone recently where they were talking with insurance companies. So a house burns down and someone needs a place to stay, they midterm rent them their houses. And I was like, oh my God, I never
Yeah.
thought of that. He's like, it's great. It's guaranteed rent's paid and it's like good rate that they're paying and the family gets somewhere to stay. So, you get your warm and fuzzy thing again. Um, but I was really impressed by that. Did you find that same thing when you went into it that, wow, there's a little bit more market here than I thought?
Yeah, everybody talks about, like, the traveling nurses, and the hospitals that we do have don't really take a whole lot of traveling nurses, so I thought, like, I don't know what the demand for this is gonna be, but we have multiple colleges, and so we get a lot of, midterm guests that are for the colleges for one reason or the other, like, they might be a coach that gets a coaching job, but they don't know if they're gonna be kept for another season, so they don't wanna buy something, they don't wanna rent, they're gonna be there for a few months, or even like internships for the college. And then you find out there's all these other weird things that you have no idea. Like apparently, 10 miles out of town, there's a wind farm, some kind of a power plant, and we get a bunch of people to work on that power plant from Europe. So they don't have stuff. They need a furnished place for 6 months or whatever their working is. And then a lot of times they'll just like hook us up with the next guy that's gonna be replacing them. So there's been this really steady, flow of guests, and we have about a 5% vacancy rate across our midterm rental portfolio, which is the same as we have across our long-term rental portfolio.
Yeah, and I would guess probably cash flowing better. I mean, you get
Yeah,
to
for sure.
the whole process of it. It's I find it fascinating. I'm interested in it myself, doing some research down here in Florida for that because it is. I like the fact that you think touching it more would make it harder, but it doesn't. It actually makes it simpler, and that the stuff's already there, right? There's a benefit to having the stuff there, like you're saying, because no one's gonna mount stuff. And you really attract the thing that you just nailed there too. It's a professional class of people. They're not there to beat stuff up. They appreciate the fact that it's so nice and they get to stay there because they have to literally move around like that for their life. Like that's their
Mhm.
life. And they appreciate those kind of places, which I don't know. I'm more and more
Yeah.
sold on it every day, Megan.
A lot of times too, it's like, single people or maybe like a spouse that has a traveling job and the other spouse works from home or something. So they don't have kids, which not like I would be, whatever, not accepting kid tenants with kids, but kids are a little bit hard on stuff. And so you get these people that are usually just the single person. All they're doing is working during the day, come and want to have a clean place to sleep, making a hot pocket for dinner. Like a lot of times the ovens aren't ever even used. Like it's not a big lift. Like Airbnb, you have these people throwing parties and doing crazy stuff in your units. It's not like that. It's just people that want to work and sleep, and that's it.
It's that in between a hotel and a long-term rental. That and it gives them that feeling of it too, because
Yeah.
it's miserable staying there that long.
Hmm.
Megan, these are the kind of conversations that, I can have a long time for because I like digging in and understanding stuff. So for folks that are listening in that have got value out of today and wanna learn more about you, what you have going on, what's the best way for them to find you?
Instagram, I am the Tatty Investor on Instagram, so you can definitely follow me there.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for sharing. We'll make sure everybody, if you're listening in, check our show notes. We'll have Megan's link there so that you can go follow her. Like I say on this show a lot, we don't just bring random people. It's folks that are professionals. They're doing the business, living it each day. So go follow along with someone who's doing that. If you've heard something interesting today, whether that's Oxford houses, midterm rentals, whatever it is, even how to build that hyper local brand, because that's so powerful in real estate around towns. Follow along, check out with someone that is actually doing it. That's how we learn best in this business. So, Megan, thanks for being with us today again. Thanks, everybody out there,
Thank
for
you.
following along with us. If you got value out of today's episode, please like this episode, share it with someone else you think get value out of it. And if you're not a subscriber yet, you know what to do. Click that button, follow along with us. We got more conversations coming up with operators just like Megan, folks out there building a real business in the industry. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.